So the next topic is Pauli exclusion principle. Pauli exclusion principle, in general, we know that the any two electrons in a given atom does not have all the quantum numbers equal. That means all the quantum number of any two electrons in a given atom will not be equal. At least any one of the four quantum number must be different. That is the Pauli exclusion principle we have learned from very childhood. Today we will find how this Pauli exclusion comes from a quantum mechanical treatments. Actually, what Pauli have done, we will focus on that. So for this, we will consider any two electrons, and these two electrons can have occupy. Now two electrons present in a electronic system, and the total wave function of the system can be represented as a product of two one electron system. So two electron 1 and electron 2 are two electrons. They can have two special function which are phi 1 and phi 2. Phi 1 and phi 2 are depend on coordinates only. Now the wave function psi, total wave function psi 1 2 can be written as phi 1, which is occupied by the electron 1, and multiplied by phi 2, which is occupied by the electron 2. So this parenthesis number inside the parenthesis or inside first bracket, this is your electron. This is 1 for first electron, 2 for second electron, and the subscript for phi is phi 1 and phi 2, which denote that these are special function. Okay, this phi 1 is a special function having some coordinates x1, y1, z1. This x1, y1, z1 can be occupied by electron 1, then that will be the function for electron 1, special function. Then this x2, y2, z2 can be occupied by electron 2, then this special function for electron 2 will be phi 2, 2. That is the way to represent. Now similarly, we can write another form when the electron 2 occupied phi 1 special part and phi 2 occupied by electron 1. That means exchange here, this electron 1 and 2 exchange the coordinates. That means a second electron occupied x1, y1, z1 position, and first electron occupied x2, y2, z2 position. That then the total wave function will be denoted as psi 2 1. Basically this psi 1 2 and psi 2 1 are both the total wave function of the two electronic system system which has two electrons. Okay, now it is very difficult to distinguish which is electron 1 and which is electron 2, because the two wave function looks very similar. Now the two wave function cannot be distinguished easily, and they look very similar. So how can we distinguish these two electrons? The number one way is to consider a linear combination of psi 1 2 and psi 2 1. That means both these two functions will be a linear combination, will form a linear combination, and this linear combination will be the solution of the Schrodinger equation of the system. Okay, that is, we will take the linear combination of psi 1 2 and psi 2 1, such that the linear combination, the result of linear combination will be like this, that must be a solution of the Schrodinger equation for that system. Okay, then that is one criteria for the total new wave function. Then the total new wave function must be such that the probability density which is obtained from the psi square, this psi square will be equal to psi square of 1 to psi 1 2 or psi square equal to psi 2 1 square. That means psi 1 2 or psi 2 1 are the solution of Schrodinger equation for the system, and we are getting a new wave function, that is psi will be c1 psi 1 2 plus c2 psi 2 1. That will be my new wave function obtained by the linear combination of these two wave function. This new wave function, the probability density of psi 1 2 must be probability density of this new total wave function must be equal to probability density of psi 1 2 or psi 2 1. Okay. Similarly, then what becomes, then one thing is clear, that and we are telling that this psi 1 and 2 and again psi 1 and 2 are this psi 1 2 and psi 2 1 are orthogonal. If I can express a new wave function in terms of several number of wave functions, then these wave functions which are contributing to form the new wave function must be orthogonal. That means wave function can be expressed as a linear combination of orthogonal wave functions. Okay, so psi 1 2 and psi 2 1 will be orthogonal. That means this product will be vanished. So the product, this will be psi square, probability density of this newly formed state, which is a linear combination of psi 1 2 and psi 2 1. Now that will be equal to c1 square into this much and c2 square into that much. c1 c2 are coefficient. Now this coefficient, again I know that this equal to psi square, this part equal to psi square and this part equal to psi square. Okay, now what will become, this is psi square, this is psi square, so I can write it c1 square psi 1 square psi square plus c2 square psi square. So the thing will come like this, psi square c1 square plus c2 square, then that will be equal to psi square goes out, so c1 square plus c2 square equal to 1. That means c1 equal to c2 equal to 1 by root 2 I can write. Okay, that is one case. So this is a general formula we have. Now I can write the new wave total wave function in terms of linear combination of psi 1 2 and psi 2 1, and here is the probability density relationship. Now I can make this linear combination by two ways. One will be symmetric way, where psi 1 2 1 by root psi s will be for symmetric equal to 1 by root 2 psi in first bracket psi 1 2 plus psi 2 1. Similarly, I can replace this psi 1 2 and psi 2 1 with respective phi function. Similarly, I have an antisymmetric combination where 1 by root 2 multiplied by psi 1 2 minus psi 2 1. That will be antisymmetric function, because both psi 1 2 and psi 2 1 will be in opposite direction. Okay, That means if I consider these two wave function are vector, then what will become? These two vectors are aligned in same direction, and here two vectors are aligned in the opposite direction. That is my psi 1 2, and this is psi 2 1. This is psi 1 2, this is psi 2 1. So they are aligned in the same direction. Okay. Now this antisymmetric function means if I exchange the electrons, then I have a, if I exchange the position of electrons, then I will get a minus psi a. The function will be changed to its minus value. Okay, but in symmetric case, if I exchange the electron from phi 1 to phi 2, there will be no change in the sign of this total wave function. That is the case. Okay. Now the till now we did not reach any point where we can distinguish the two electrons. This symmetric or antisymmetric function will not give us any kind of distinguishable characteristics of the electrons. They are only telling about the spatial part. From the earlier knowledge, we know that the electrons can be distinguished from their spin, because a electron can have two types of spin, up spin or down spin, and this is depend upon their magnetic spin quantum number, and this spin quantum number may be plus half or minus half. Okay, and this, if a electron has a plus half, then ms, then this will associated with a spin function which is called as alpha spin function, and when ms is negative half, then it is called as beta spin function, because this spin of electron represented by a spin function, and this spin function associated with a spin magnetic number, that means spin quantum number, magnetic spin quantum number, and that have value plus half or minus half. If it is plus half, then the associated spin function will be alpha spin function, and associated if the ms value is minus half, then it will be beta spin function. Okay, now we know that the spin of an electron can be plus half or minus half, but we cannot determine the whether a electron is occupied plus half spin or it has minus half spin. That experimentally you cannot detect. What one can experimentally detect one can experimentally detect the spin angular momentum. Spin angular momentum of an electron can be experimentally determined. So the electron 1 and 2, which both have the possibility to attain alpha spin or beta spin. Like in previous case, we have found that they can have a phi 1 function or phi 2 function. Okay, then we can go for we have two functions, psi 1 2 and psi 2 1. Similarly, both the electron 1 and 2 can have either alpha spin or beta spin. That means in a case it can have, both can have alpha spin, both can have beta spin. One have alpha, another have beta, like this. There are certain then again it is very difficult to distinguish these two electrons, which one occupies the which spin function, or which spin function occupied by the electron 1 or 2. So we will consider the spin orbital. So how could you form this? This is the product of spatial part and spin function. Spatial part means phi function and spin function. Okay, if I take the product of phi function and spin function, phi function are phi 1 phi 2, which are spatial function, depends on only coordinates x y z, and the alpha or beta is the spin function. So my orbital function will be a product of phi and alpha or beta. So if I take phi 1 alpha, that will be a orbital spin orbital, or phi 1 beta, that will be another spin orbital, where are the electron occupied phi 1 coordinates, and having a alpha spin. That means ms value is plus half. Again, it can have same coordinate phi 1, but it can have beta spin where ms equal to minus half. So that are the possibility. There are different type of possibility will happen. We will see in a minute. So how could you represent the total wave function and for two electrons? Okay. If we neglect that there is no interaction between orbital and spin motion, then we can write the total wave function as a product of these two functions. One is special function phi and another is spin function. This is special functions phi, it may be phi 1, phi 2, or linear combination of phi 1, phi 2, any other else. Then that is phi depend on only coordinates x, y, z, and spin function. Spin function are alpha and beta. That is phi multiplied with alpha or beta will give us the total wave function. The criteria is that we are considering there is no interaction between your orbital motion and spin function. Okay, these are completely separable. We are considering that. Then total spin function of the electron can be represented as this: alpha, first electron or electron 1 has alpha spin, also second electron have alpha spin. Then both the electrons have beta spin. Then we have a linear combination of this, symmetric linear combination. This is symmetric linear combination. This is a symmetric linear combination, first one. Then we can have a antisymmetric linear combination. So there are 4 possibility, and we have already noted the number of this relationship. Then these are four possibilities here, and in previous we have two psi for special part. Okay, this is because we have seen that this 2 psi 1s, psi s and psi a we have obtained from the special part. Again we have 4 combination for total spin function. Now if I multiplied this 4 function with the previous 2 functions, psi 1, psi s and psi a, then we can have 8 combination. Okay, if you see there are 8 functions, out of which 4 will be symmetric and 4 will be antisymmetric. Okay, how we determine the a function, a product will be antisymmetric or symmetric? This is the way. If I say that antisymmetric is negative, sign of this function is negative, and the symmetric function is a positive function. Okay, so if I multiply symmetric into symmetric, that always yield me symmetric function. Now if I multiply antisymmetric into symmetric, that will be an antisymmetric function. Again symmetric into antisymmetric will also be an antisymmetric function. Similarly, when I multiply antisymmetric into my antisymmetric, that will be a symmetric function. So similar trend we have followed here. We have 8 combination. Out of 8, this 4 combination will be antisymmetric, starting from this 12, 13, 14 and 15. Rest 4 combinations are symmetric. Now experimental evidence tells us, that the behavior of electrons can only be represented with the antisymmetric functions, which antisymmetric functions which allow simultaneous exchange of coordinates and spin between any pair of electrons. Thus, four antisymmetric functions which I have told you, uh, 12, 13 and 14 combination are the acceptable or representing the true behavior of electrons. So we will consider these four wave function, and this above antisymmetric principle is first introduced by W. Pauling. The above criteria first introduced by Pauling, and so it is termed as Pauli exclusion principle. In more general, this antisymmetric principle is applicable for all the fermions. Fermions means the particles which have plus half integral spin, that is plus half spin, electrons, protons, they can categorized as fermions, and they will follow the Fermi-Dirac statistics. So this type of particles can have follow the Pauli exclusion principle. Basically, Pauli tells that only the antisymmetric functions which allows the simultaneous exchange of coordinates and spin between any pair of electrons, these are the antisymmetric function, and this property only obeyed by the antisymmetric function, which is the property of electron. So the antisymmetric principle is given by Pauli, not the general Pauli exclusion which we know is given by Pauli. So we have finished with the Pauli exclusion principle, which is given by Pauli, but what we know is the more general principle of the Pauli exclusion principle. So we will prove that. If we consider any two electrons are present in a 1s orbital, then in place of phi 1 and phi 2 we can put 1s. Now these two electrons have all the 3 n, l and m value are same, that means 3 quantum numbers same. Now if I put in place of phi 1 and phi 2 1s, then the relationship becomes like this. I will have 4 antisymmetric function like this, and out of these 4, these 3 function 1, 2, 3 will be 0. The only first function or first expression will be a valid function. Okay, non-zero antisymmetric function. This non-zero antisymmetric function implies that both the electrons must have different spin value. If you say that alpha 1 is occupied by the first electron, second electron occupied the beta, like this, and in this alpha occupied by second electron and beta occupied by the first electron. So the spin function must be different for two electrons which occupied in a single orbital. That means two electrons occupied in 1s orbital, they have n, l, m equal value, but the spin function they have must be different. One will have alpha and another will have beta. So that yield a more generalized expression of Pauli exclusion principle, that tells that no two electrons in a given atom may have all the 4 quantum numbers same. Okay, that is the more generalized principle of Pauli exclusion principle.